Hey, what's up guys? This is Seth from the Master Knife Shop, and we're back with a review on the Forester from Naylor Forge. It's a very local company out of Boone, North Carolina. You can see his name is Ashton Naylor. He's a 32-year Green Beret Colonel, 25 years in the Special Forces, 32 years overall. Got a business card, cool Naylor Forge sticker. Everybody loves stickers. And now let's look at the knife itself. Again, it's called the Forester. And you can kind of, the shape of it and the size of it, kind of, you understand the name Forester. You can do anything with it, bushcrafting, camping, hunting. And now, one particular thing about these is they're truly hand forged. You can see the detail on that steel. I love that part. There's no two alike, you know. And Ashton, he keeps all that those forging marks on there on purpose. That's what sells. People love to see that handmade finish. We'll get to the steel in a little while, but it's a 52-100 high carbon steel. So you can see that black patina, and that's because it's such high carbon. And we'll get to that in a little while. You can see the Special Forces insignia, because as I mentioned, he's 32-year Green Beret Colonel, and that's the symbol for that. And also you see Naylor Forge. And this is a trailing point style blade with a swedge on the end. You can see how it tapers on the edge, so that way you can break flesh much easier because it's tapered here and on the very edge. So great for hunting, or if you're stabbing into a piece of wood, whatever you're doing, that will go right through it. So very well thought out. You got a good finger guard right there. You don't have to worry about slipping up on it. You can see it. It's a good flat grind about halfway through the blade, so it takes a really good edge. You can slice with it. It's not made to be a paper slicer, but it's great for if you're hunting a deer, whatever. If you're batoning a log, it's great for batoning. And you can really see that swedge coming right down there. It takes the time to make that angle if you can see it. So I love that little detail. Now the sheath is a bridle leather, very high quality bridle leather, and that's what gives it that tan patina. It will get darker over time, but he chooses this leather because it holds its shape better. It's just a higher quality. And the knife goes in very tight. You can see how low it sits, and that's why he gives you that extra leather to help pull it out. So it sits low and it's very tight, not coming out. You don't have to worry about it falling out. And like I mentioned, you see the black finish. That is basically after he treats it and then quenches it. That's how it looks when he pulls it out of the water. And yes, he does water quench. Many people will cringe at that, but he prefers water over oil. And he has told me that in person. He has mastered the art of that, so he knows what he's doing. Now we'll get into the specs on it. And remember, the specs, pricing, and links to purchase are in the description. Let's look at the overall. We're at 9.1 inches. And the blade length is 4.75. We'll call it 5 inches. So it's a good size for all applications, whether it's EDC or hunting, camping. You got plenty of meat there. And it weighs at 7.1 ounces. It's heftier than some, but not overbearing. I like the weight of it. You can tell that it's there. It won't weigh you down. It's not crazy heavy. We'll talk about the steel now. It's 52-100 aviation ball bearing steel. Let me get our steel chart here. And now you can see it on we got our edge retention, toughness, and corrosion resistance. 52-100 ranks right here on edge retention. Not bad. It's up there. It'll hold an edge if you're skinning an animal for a while or chopping a log. It's not going to go dull crazy fast. If you go up on your toughness, though, it's crazy tough. It is very hard to break or chip it. And it has just a little bit of stainless properties. You still need to care for it. Use oil, wax, clean it after you use it. But it is definitely a very high carbon steel. And the Forester retails for $300 in the knife shop. It is also available with a maple handle. This one is called, it's burlap micarta, but he calls it barbed wire micarta due to the pattern. And he says it's very hard to find. He has a source out of Vermont where you can get this particular pattern. I don't know why it's called barbed wire. He doesn't really, but that's where he gets it, out of Vermont. He told me that in person. Micarta is 10 times tougher than wood though. If you're known to abuse them or don't want to break it or chip it, this stuff is impervious. Maple is prettier sometimes, but if you want a tough handle, this is the way to go. And I think that will wrap it up on the Forester. I hope y'all found this information helpful, and please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new content. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.